thank you so much for being here with me. It's always nice midweek to have a little boost of energy, and community for me is just up there. And for me, this session, ripple effect and contribution are some of my highest values. And when I do events like this, I just get so fired up because I want to share so much. And at the same time, I'll give you an opportunity to participate, whether it's in the chat box or if you have any questions or anything you want to add, anything you've learned, lessons learned. I used to do these sessions previously, and I do it once every year, and next year I might do it more than once because I've got a bit more free time now with my business. And they used to be an hour and a half, but I always went over time. So this time I thought I'm going to just arrange it to be 2 hours, and I will use that time, whatever time we have together. Cool. Yeah, is that cool with everyone? Now, a few things. Sharing, learning, growing together. So please participate as much as you can. You have any questions? If you have a pressing question, you want to unmute, yeah, let me know for sure. Go for it. Number two, most of you have seen me train, and my training is not about telling you. My training is about basically sharing stories of people, what they've done, what I've done, so you can see how that information could perhaps be applied to you. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, so I'll be sharing lots of personal stories. Plus, I think stories just makes things a bit more interesting. Yeah, and finally, towards the end of today's session, I'll spend a bit of time. If you hadn't noticed yet, there are people in this room. Those of you who are here for the first time, those of you, and there's also people here who are actually my inner circlers. So people who are my coaches in the circle program, like Jerry, Faisy, Rachel, Christine. Yeah, so and they are here because, well, first of all, I hope you get something more from this session too, because I've added more information. And also they are here because I want to give them an opportunity to also share with you the experience of being in the inner circle, and Farah, of course, yeah, in the inner circle. So they'll get a chance to speak as well. And if it's okay with you, I will also tell you a little bit about the inner circle program towards the second half of today's session. And you can make a choice of whether this is a mentoring program that will be right for you where you're at right now in your life and in your business. Is that cool with everyone? Okay, cool. So first things first, happy for you to unmute when you want to speak. But while I'm speaking, if you can mute yourself, that will just clean up the recording a little bit so I don't have to do too much editing. That's awesome. So if you can mute yourself, yeah, that would be awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. All right, let me share my screen. First of all, actually, in the chat box, how are you feeling? First thing that pops up. Hi, Simone. Excited? Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm fired up. Open up the chat box here. Great. Really happy to see everyone here. Excited, happy, beautiful. Just check in and celebrate that feeling. Curious, absolutely. Ready to hear all about it. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, Spacey just completed 2B. That's awesome. Faisy, share in the chat box if something comes up for you. What is like one biggest takeaway from 2B for you? Carita, you are the envy of everyone here. Miss Barcelona. Spain, Portugal are the two countries that are on my list of countries to visit. Beautiful. Hey guys, can you see my screen? The 3 keys to building a thriving coaching business. Awesome, awesome. And one of the things that I have in my coaching business is, for me, the people I've been in contact with gives me a boost. every time I'm going through ups and downs in my business and my life. So I created a montage of all the beautiful faces of people I've interacted with, whether it's one-on-one coaching or one-to-many training or in my inner circle. So, you know, that might be a little tip for you too, you know, pictures of people you've interacted with. And also for me, whenever I do any sort of training, the feedback I get, and I type them all out or take photos of them. And, you know, as we go through life, there's going to be ups and downs. It's just the nature of life, okay? And sometimes we just need a little boost to remember that we've created a ripple effect in some way, shape, or form with the people we've connected with. Awesome. When I was in coaching school, and I'll tell you that story a little bit later, there was this 19-year-old guy, his name's Aaron. And the trainer said, okay, everyone, we're just going to boost our confidence by saying whatever we want to say. You get 1 minute to say whatever you want to say in front of the room. And this 19-year-old young man from North Queensland came out and he said, you know, I've learned that just like a GPS, sometimes in life we might know where we want to go to, but if we don't know where we are right now, we don't know which way to turn. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're 19 years old. You know, and I was like 35 at the time, 36 at the time. I'm like, oh my God, what wisdom. So I want to ask you a question then. Where are you at in terms of this idea or this entity or this creation called your coaching business? Are you at stage 1 where you go, I want to start a coaching business? Are you at stage 2 where you said, I've started? Yeah. Are you at stage 3 where you're doing it part-time and you really want to transition to full-time? Or are you at stage 4 where you are full-time and you want to scale and make it bigger and brighter and better whilst ensuring that you achieve work-life balance? So I'm going to stop sharing and just share it again. Share this again. Yeah. Yeah, that might be better. So before stage 1, Kathy said, contemplating if it is for me, beautiful, beautiful. So gathering information and just, you know, exploring the idea. Yeah, phases at 3. Yeah. Yeah, phases, I hope you realize how far you've come. Yeah, working with clients and you know, I remember that conversation we had at the coffee shop in Nanda where you were just thinking about it, and now look at you. Yeah, Ainsley, the same as 19-year-old. Sharon, crossroads, deciding I want to go to stage 1. Nice. Yeah. So the next time, this has taught me, I've learned something now. The next time I run this, I need to have a stage 0. I'm still thinking. Yeah. And then Karita between 1 and 2. Julio's going 0.5, still thinking. Simone's going stage 2, started. Karen 1. Rachel at 2. Yep. Kath at 3, working stage 4. Yeah, with a team as a big picture. Beautiful. Yep. And I love it's yin yang coaching, right? Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Farah stage 2, Christine full-time coach. Yeah, Christine, you're awesome. You are awesome. In a short span of time, you've gone from strength to strength. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Cool, cool, cool.
Thanks to you, Andrew.
I'm going to accept that with grace and receive it with love, and also letting you know that at the end of the day, coaches and mentors only facilitate, which comes from the word facile, yeah, which in Italian means facilate, yeah, to make it easier, yeah, yeah.
Because without you, it would have been too hard.
Thank you, Christine. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. I received that with grace. Cool. So first things first, I just want to make sure we're all in the right place. Yeah, the first slides told us we are probably in the right place. Now we just want to check in. Who is this for? This is for someone who has completed Evolve Now level 1 or above, right? Or any sort of life coaching qualification. Yeah, because people who have not completed that, the first thing I would advise them to do is, you know, recommend that they do would be to complete a coaching qualification, and specifically the Evolve Now program. Yeah, and there's a reason for that, because in my Coaches Inner Circle program, I use a lot of Evolve Now processes to help coaches both personally, yeah, to help them clear blocks. And at the same time, I teach a lot of in-depth framing and in-depth analysis of the Evolve Now processes that help you understand at a deeper level, yeah, the intentions behind the parts of the processes, so you can mix and match, yeah, and cobble things up with ecology. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, cool. So everyone here, if you have you've got a coaching certification or in the process of getting one, put a 1 in the chat box. Beautiful. Yeah, and this act of putting 1 in the chat box is really good because it shows that you are engaged. It shows me that you are engaged and gives me some feedback. So for those of us who are looking at expand our coaching business to do one-to-many, and you're doing virtual events, you know, some of these little techniques are super, super useful. Yeah, beautiful. Secondly, you must be either aspiring or thinking about become a practicing transformation coach, looking for a pathway to coach mastery and artistry. So what I'm saying here are 2 things. Number 1 is there's got to be an intention that coaching could be for you. Yeah. Number 2 is transformation coach, as opposed to what I call action or performance or accountability coaching. Yeah. There is a place for that, action coaching, which is let's set a goal and put a plan in action, yeah, which is the traditional sense of coaching, put a plan in action, and then I will keep you accountable and help you along the way. Now, I see the value in that masculine-based coaching. I'm more interested in feminine-based coaching, which is how is it that there's blockages within us that we can't come up with a plan and be self-motivated to be able to create our coaching business. Yeah, so my Coaches Inner Circle is to more appropriately assist people who want a more feminine based transformation coaching practice. Yeah, cool. Third thing, being an awesome third thing is completing our qualifications and doing one-on-one coaching with peers is actually a lot different to getting someone off the street fresh and then doing a clearing with them. Because if you think about it, those of us who've done the Evolve Now program, there's a trainer who's super trained and qualified, who knows things left to right, left to front, middle to back, standing in front, getting the intuition of the people in the room, then teaching the concepts, yeah, then asking a volunteer, doing the demo. So the people in the room already unconsciously, they're taking in what the process should really look like, yeah, because the trainer has picked a good demo, yeah, and then pairing up, yeah. When you get someone off the streets, there is no opportunity to do that, but there is an opportunity to quickly and easily do very powerful pre-framing, yeah, and I'll show some examples of a pre-framing a little later. Is that cool with everyone? Give us a nod. Yeah, cool. And number 3, that's number 3 in Coach Mastery. So that's what I mean by coach mastery and coach artistry. Yeah, being able to first of all pre-frame appropriately with the client, and secondly, the client doesn't know the script. So how adaptive and flexible are we, and how much do we trust our intuition to be able to cobble together a process that is still ecological and aligned with the intentions of the creator, i.e. Pip McKay, yeah, whilst not trying to shoehorn the client's unconscious mind. Yeah, that's the coach mastery bit into artistry. And finally, being an awesome coach, and I've learned this through trial and mostly errors, being an awesome, excellent coach does not mean that we can build a successful business because the skill sets are quite different. Yeah, marketing skills are different. Writing copy is different. How do you write a story that connects with your ideal audience? What's your key message? Yeah, what's different or unique? I mean, different, yeah, uniquely special to you that's different to every other person who's done the Evolve Now course. Yeah, and no one knows the answer better than you. Yeah, and the key to doing that, to finding that answer is to go back to our archetypes and to go back to our genius flow and go back to, for those of you who've done 2A, in the ruler archetype, there's something called writing your constitution. Just like writing a constitution for a board or writing a constitution for an organization, you need to understand the constitution of your business. So I'm going to give you an example of the constitution of my business. A lot of people are successful, but they're not really very happy. And I'm sure you know people like that or know people like that. Some people are happy enough in their life, but they're not living their passion and purpose and not really contributing what they want to the world. Yeah? What if you could have both? What if we could use the combination of ancient wisdom and the latest in neuroscience of coaching to give you success and happiness? So that's my constitution. So in everything that I message out to the world, there's this element of success plus happiness. Success plus happiness. Yeah. And therefore, when I write articles or when I speak to the public, I use that component as a pillar of content, a content pillar. So for instance, I could talk about, we all have our happiness, we all have our success formula backwards. Yeah, what do I mean by that? Yeah. Throughout life, throughout school life, and societal expectations, we tend to believe that when we are successful, then we will be happy. It's conditional, can you see? If I'm successful, then I will be happy. Really? Is that true? How many times have we achieved something and then go, yeah, that's cool, what next? Yeah, and we never really feel fulfilled in and of ourselves. What if it's actually the other way around? That by being happier in and of ourselves, that makes it easier and faster for us to be successful. Yeah, so that would be one slice of my pillar content about success plus happiness. Yeah, so have a think when you're expanding your business. Once you've got a unique message, yeah, whether you get it yourself or you work with a mentor, work with a coach, then what are the things that you want to talk about that are key to you and your core? Okay. Now, it could even be similar to mine, success plus happiness. At the same time, you want to find out how you talk about it. How do you know that? I'm a ruler. My talent is a ruler. So can you see my language? Success formula backwards. I mean, formula. Yeah, I mean, the language is a ruler language. Yeah. You know, look at my topic for today. What? The 3 keys to building a thriving coaching business. So the more I use my talent, the more aligned to my talent archetype I am, the easier it is for me to connect deeply with the people who are right for me to grow my business. So go back to your talent archetype. Is that cool with everyone? Okay. All right. So with this slide in the chat box now, what are some of the biggest takeaways? Just one. First thing that comes up. Is it what content pillar? Is it the one unique message? Is it pre-framing? It could be anything. Just write it down. Constitution. Yeah. My unique offering. Yeah. Align with your talent archetype. Absolutely. Yeah. Can you see that if your talent archetype is sage, let's just say you want to focus on things to do with knowledge and wisdom and listening. Yeah. You want to focus on things like learning how to. Cool. Yeah. And you know, Karita, because I've got that idea, then as I do my research on content and what I want to share with the audience, I stumbled upon a TED talk by this guy called Shawn Achor. Yeah, and he actually talks about that in an evidence-based research where he researched the CEOs of all over the world in the happiest of countries. Yeah, and found that all of them had this belief that happiness makes it more likely to succeed as opposed to the other way around. Yeah, so now I add evidence to my message. Yeah, can you see it makes life easier? Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, now coaching industry, booming industry, 2.85 billion a year, and that was in 2020. The last I heard, it was about 4 billion. Because I'm going to be really, you guys know me, so I'm just going to be honest with you. Every man and his dog is a coach these days. Yeah, and I hear messages like, I'm a coach because I've got great life experience. That is, I think, for me, I would say that the worst thing for a transformation coach, because it presupposes that you are going to use your life experience, yeah, and push it onto your clients. Yeah, whereas coaching is about being able to operate and work within the client's map of the world. Yeah, so it's really, and you know what? And that is it seems like a negative thing, but for me, it's super positive because it means it's easier for me to be uniquely different. Yeah, because I can say that it's not about my life experience, because you are the expert of your life. The barriers that we have is because of societal programming and past programming and our inner critic, right? All of that has covered up the answers that are buried deep within us. If we clear away the gunk, then we find the answers that are right for us. And in my coaching program, the first thing we do is to clear away the gunk of parental programming, of negative emotions and baggage from the past that no longer serve us, and the limiting beliefs that are filtering the possibilities for creating our best life. Yeah? Yeah, now that language that I've just shared with you is from copywriting, because you need to be able to talk about these things. Like, you know, I talked about the 19-year-old Aaron, and he stood up and spoke for something for 1 minute. I remember going to a startup weekend, you know, a startup weekend where people have an idea of the business and then they have to pitch the idea. And I was there just for fun, but I had an idea and I thought I'd just have a go. So I went on stage and I pitched it for 1 minute. So this is what I mean. If you can say something about your business in 1 minute that the lay person can get it immediately without having to think too hard, then you have a potential client. You have a potential client. Because let's face it, 15 seconds to 30 seconds, your first impression. Yeah, cool. So booming industry and growing by about 20% annually. So the great news is this: if you love coaching, if you love helping others transform, if you want a pathway to true freedom, doing what you love. Yeah, and I was out today for most of the day with my dog in the dog park, because I've actually blocked out today just to have a chill out day to be fully energized and excited with you guys. And I can do that because of my business. Yeah, and some of us here might be in a career that we are not particularly happy in, yeah, or have an idea that you want to own your own business. Then this is the pathway. You can do this. It's possible. I'm an example, Pip's an example, and a lot of people who've been through the program, quite a few of them have quit their jobs and are working full-time as a coach now. Yeah. So do you want an opportunity to earn as you grow so you can transition more easily and safely? And I think this is the beautiful thing too. Coaching is a business that doesn't require you to have bricks and mortar. So you can do it online, you can do it face-to-face, yeah. And you don't have to quit your job today to start your coaching business. You can do it part-time, which is what I did. I'd be working 2 weeknights a week initially and Saturday morning to see if I love it, to see if I enjoy it, yeah, and then slowly transition into working part-time in my corporate job and then eventually full-time. So you can earn as you go to test the waters. But that still requires you to have some marketing skills. That still requires you to have a story. That still requires you to have strategies to attract your ideal clients. Yeah. And if you love helping others and coaching is something that you are connected to because it has helped you become a happier person, then people, I want to share with you one belief that's super, super useful to me. Your mess is your message. And if you've got results from transformation coaching and there's a fire inside of you that says, I want other people to live a happier life just as I have now, then coaching is for you. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, moving on. Coaching revenue. Then I did research. There's an abundance gap. Now, they call it poverty gap, but I want to reframe it. I want to call it the abundance gap. 2 to 3% of coaches in the world receive 95 to 97% of the coaching income. So the Tony Robbins of the world, the Simon Sineks of the world, they are the ones that are receiving 95 to 97% of the income. Yeah. Whereas the rest of us who are working just as well, I would say, we need to step up, I feel, to close that gap. Yeah, to close that gap, because there is enough for everyone. Yeah. And the problem isn't our lack of skill. The problem is, I will be honest here, the lack of positive masculine energy. Yeah, because masculine energy is about projection, right? Like a penis. That's promotion. Yeah, that penis needs to get out there with love. Yeah. You gotta open your heart and say, here I am. I mean, there's so many mixed metaphors here of mating calls and all that, but it is true. We can be good doing the one-on-one feminine stuff, but unless we are a masculine energy out in the world, no one's gonna see us. Yeah, I remember one of my business coaches when I first started this journey. He's based in the UK. He told his story at a summit that I hosted 2 years ago, and he said they live in Liverpool. And his father was someone who sold clothing at the local markets. Yeah, and he had to wake up like 3 in the morning to help his dad assemble the stall at the market. Yeah, but he remembered one thing really vividly, even though he didn't enjoy waking up at 3. He said as he was placing the clothes on the rack, clothing on the rack, his dad would grab the most attractive, most valued, expensive, clothing and put it to the front. And he said, son, if they can't see it, they can't buy it. And he says, he's a marketing coach, and he says, and that's a belief that I carry with me all the time. If they can't see it, they can't buy it. Okay, now, 70%, according to the ICF, 70% of coaches fail to succeed in building their coaching business. 7 out of 10 people do not succeed. So what's really happening there? Now, this is anecdotal. I just want to show you an example. Yeah. When I was in coaching school, I came in contact with about 100+ students. This is the Life Coaching College, 100+ students. Around 50 of us wanted a coaching business. Yeah. After about 4 years, right, I can see in the social media and stuff they're doing, they're still trying. So they're still working part-time, full-time. Only about 4 have established coaching businesses over the last 4 years. Like working full-time that I know of. Yeah, it's anecdotal, but that means it's less than 4% success rate. Yeah. So what did I do then? I got curious. I did a little bit of, I got curious. I asked the question, so what is it that prevents these coaches from succeeding? Because I wanted to succeed. So I spoke to these people, right? And then they gave me a lot of qualitative data. When I did my master's at uni, I did qualitative research. So I love, instead of numbers, I love talking to people and getting like snippets of what they say and then doing some sort of classification. So these are some of the things they said. So as I went through all of that stuff, I started to classify them into 4 groupings: coaching skills, inner work, marketing/tech, and this idea that they are feeling alone. Yeah. So what did I do then? I put them into those areas. I color-coded them, and this is what I came up with. So first thing, coaching skills. So this is, fair dinkum, what one of the coaches say. but the client isn't following the script. Of course. So what do I do now? Yeah. So then, or I don't really understand why I'm doing this process. You know, that's actually really powerful. It's actually a really, really powerful statement. Because if you don't understand why you're doing the process, you can't adjust, you can't adapt, you can't be flexible. Yeah, and you can't choose the right process for the right situation. Yeah. And then there's this idea.
They went. When it was close enough, he stepped right off the thing.
So we've got Kate's iPhone there. Can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. Awesome. Which Kate are you? Can you put it in the chat box? Is it? Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. And then there are things like the client isn't fully in the process. They keep opening their eyes. Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah. Cool. And then things like, you know, there's grief clearing, there's influence clearing, there's emotions clearing. Which one do I do first with this client? Yeah. And then I do emotional clearing, but all he says is, I feel okay. I feel good. Not too bad. What the fuck? Because, like when you do processes, right? How does that make you feel? Oh, I feel good. Or how does that make you feel? Just good. So as a coach, right, we have this recovering rescuer thing where we think, oh shit, if they don't say all these words, then they won't get a good clearing. It must be me. That all that stuff happening. But really, there's things we can do to pre-frame the client if we identify that they may not have the vocabulary for emotional clearing yet. Yeah, let's go back to basics. Well, first we need to talk to them about what emotional clearing is, and my basic thing is that, did you know that emotions help you make better decisions and faster decisions? I asked a question, they say, no. And then there's a piece of research, this guy called Antonio Damasio. He's a neuroscientist. They identified that intuition or making faster and better decisions comes from both the limbic brain and the prefrontal cortex when they connect together. Yeah, that's how you make faster and better decisions, which is aligned with ancient wisdom, because intuition is about bowing down to both emotions and logic. Yeah, and there's research that says that. So I do a little bit of that pre-framing, yeah, about making better decisions, because all of us want to make faster and better decisions in life. Yeah, so you can see there's a presupposition there already for why we do emotional clearing. And then I tell them, and the reason why we can't make faster and better decisions is because we've got emotional baggage from the past. Because every emotion has a message and we haven't learned to listen to them. So they get stacked up and then they're blocking us. And then we are emotionally erratic when things happen, rather than being able to see the emotion for what it is, the message in the bottle. And then I go through a process of going through, what does anger mean to them? Yeah, now I had a gay client and all I said is this: do you know that without the right kinds of anger, you'd still be stoned in some countries in the world? Yeah. Then if for a woman, do you know that without the right kinds of anger, you wouldn't be allowed to vote today? Because anger is letting us know that something isn't right and we need to step up and change something. Yeah. Now they see the need for emotional clearing. And then we can go, so tell me, what are some of the emotions that you feel in your daily life? Now, this is all cognitive. It's all just conscious conversation, right? Then as they say these words, we write them down. Now, you're basically teaching them a vocabulary for emotions and setting them up for success in emotional clearing. And this is the stuff that is magic in working with clients. Magic. Yeah. And it requires us to clear away a lot of our inner work shit. Yeah. So that we can be creative. Them not being able to follow script and us affected by it is not their fault. It's something inside of us that we feel we're not good enough. Yeah. Or it's not safe to try something different because it's not in the script. It's not in a manual. No one taught me that. Yeah. As opposed to say, well, if this person needs to have a new vocabulary, what can I use to help them? Yeah, cool. So that leads us to the second area that people have trouble in that prevents them from succeeding? Inner work. This question, how much should I charge? Now, one would think that I'll put that under marketing and tech. It's not. It's inner work. Because it's our belief about our worthiness and our value for charging and getting paid. I'm going to tell you a really, really funny story. About 2 years ago, I did some training, and this guy from the UK was really connected, resonated with the way I coached, resonated with the way I spoke. So he said he wanted to do some coaching, one-on-one coaching. I was super, super busy at the time. And, you know, I didn't want to just, you know, flat out say no. So I doubled my price. And he said, yes. Nothing like the universe giving you pure, unadulterated evidence of your value. Yeah. Now, how did I get there? I will tell you. How did I get there? How many of us did money clearing in 2B? Yeah, the vow of poverty, the vow of middle class, and the vow of the upper class. Yeah, it was 6 months after I did that clearing. Now, I don't know whether it's that clearing. I believe it is. Yeah, but that's not the only clearing I did, because I actually did the Passion and Purpose program, right? 1A. I had an area called money, right? And I did everything from shadow ideals and clearing all the ideals. Yeah, and then setting new goals. So I've done over 350 hours of clearing in the last 3 years. Yeah, some of it with coaches, some of it myself. Yeah, and I see a coach at least once every 2 months. I used to see a coach once every month. But you know, they're busy now, so once every 2 months. So inner work is super, super important. Yeah, that's cool, Pat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All good, all good. We're just talking about, Pat, here, what some of the reasons that prevent coaches from succeeding. Yeah, cool. Or this thing here, have a look at this. It's easier to go back to my 9 to 5 because this isn't working. You know what, people? It's not gonna, unless you're super lucky and you've done a lot of clearing and it ain't gonna work and be a bed of roses from the very beginning. There's going to be some pain. There's going to be, yeah, and there's a price to pay for living life on your own terms. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? And the price is not money. The price is inner work. Are you willing to be vulnerable and clear out the shit that's no longer serving you? Or would you just give up and go back to the patterns of the past? Are you ready to destroy that tower from the past to build a new one? Or do you want to go back to your ivory tower of comfort, which is actually discomfort? It's actually a tower of familiarity of discomfort. Cool. Now, another thing that they wrote is that, you know, this copywriting thing and all that, I'll pay someone to do it. Writing copy, which is using words to connect with our clients. Yes, at some point you can pay someone to do it, but really, you need to know what your unique message is. You need to know how you speak, your voice, and be able to show that voice to a copywriter so they're writing like you. Because I've made the mistake too, getting other people to write my copy. I read it and I don't even like it, let alone my clients. It doesn't resonate with me. So learning to be able to write copy, at least at the foundation level, is going to be key. Yeah, most of you here who are already doing your coaching business, you would discover that. Yeah, you'd discover that. Okay. Another one is tech challenged. Now, tech challenged, one would think is marketing and tech, but really it's a belief. Yeah, being tech challenged is a belief that I'm not able to solve these problems, or I'm not able to ask for help to solve these problems. Yeah. When what we really need to understand is that most if not all of us here know how to drive a car, and yet we're not mechanics. And when we started driving a car, we had driving lessons. Yeah, and we just need driving lessons for tech. Yeah, and then we just need to realize that there are different ways that we learn quickly and easily. Are we a seeing learner? Are we a hearing learner? Are we a doing learner? And tap into our best ways of learning to do it. Yeah, I worked with coaches, for instance, they say I'm a doer, and someone's flown up from Sydney to do a 1-day session with me, use up all their coaching hours where they're actually doing it in front of me, and then I'm assisting them. Yeah, so that's, but that person has had the openness of asking for what is right for them. Cool, so that's all inner work. And of course, red is actually the biggest blob, right, of things that are preventing. Marketing funnel. Look, I get it. There's so much noise out there. Social media 24/7, Instagram stories, Instagram reels, YouTube, LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah. You need marketing funnels. You need an upsell. You need a bump sell. You need a whatever sell. You need a tiny offer. My gosh, I mean, I'm confused. And I will tell you, in the beginning, I had shiny object syndrome. Yeah, and silver bullet syndrome, thinking that that one thing is going to solve everything for me. Tough luck, people. No. Yeah, but there is a way to learn marketing in the most minimalistic way to set a foundation so that you can then find the marketing strategies that are aligned with your passion and purpose and your genius. I'll give you an example. My superpower is one-to-many communication, yeah, in an event. So I get a lot of my clients from events. I mean, this is what I'm doing here, running a one-to-many event. Yeah, that's my superpower. My superpower is not having Facebook ads and spending thousands of dollars on it and getting people to book in for discovery calls. I do that as a side thing, yeah, and also to increase awareness. So my outcome is not getting clients, it's to increase awareness of my business. Yeah, so that when I do run an event, they've heard of me. Yeah, so we got to work out what marketing approach and style aligns with you. I know some people who are awesome at Facebook ads and earning basically like tens of thousands a month, 50 grand. I read someone in this marketing group, 50,000 last month from Facebook ads. Good on them. And if I had a chance to learn from them, I'd learn as well. And at the same time, I want to be true to my style and what I love. Because if I'm going to spend hours trying to tweak a Facebook ad, it will drive the bejesus out of me. I'd rather prepare a presentation that I enjoy and sharing it with a group of people. Yeah, and then giving them the option to decide whether they want to work with me. Yeah, and quite a few people said things like, when I started my coaching business, it felt like I was really quite alone, and it's true. I will be 100% honest with you. Even with the community, you will still feel alone. Especially in the beginning, there will be times where you feel alone because it is your business and no one can tell you what your unique message is. They can help you. Yeah, and it's still up to you to be the masculine energy and to step outside. It's still up to you. Yeah, I can't, no matter how much you pay a mentor, right? Even if you like have millions of dollars to pay a mentor to do a selling or a salesperson do the selling for you, right? There will be a problem later on when you're coaching these clients because the messaging and style will be different. They'll be attracting the ideal clients for them. Yeah, and then you got to rebuild your rapport when you work with them one-on-one. Too much effort. Yeah. Now, if you can hone your style to a high level, and this is for you, Kath, as well, and for me as well, right? As I grow my business at a high level, that I've got coaches around me, like in a circle, right? Who want to at some point have a business partnership with me where they are selling my programs as well, like what I do for Pip. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that is someone who knows their business already and knows it really well and is up there. Then I model them while I inject my own style into it and attract ideal clients into the program where I'm also the trainer. That's totally different. Yeah, that's totally different. And even though it's different, it's still not as easy, because I remember the first time I taught 1A, there were 30 people in a room and 25 of them were Pip's clients and 5 of them were my clients at that time, right? Which means I had actually had no contact with them prior to them seeing me turn up, this male Asian short guy in the room. Yeah. So again, then that required a lot of inner work to be able to bust through these barriers. And I tell you what, within 5 minutes of telling my story, everyone just relaxed. And the people in the room, and some of them were or are in the inner circle, they say, when we first saw you, we weren't sure, but within the first 5 minutes of you telling your story, we just relaxed and we could connect with you. That's why your story is key. Your story is key. Even if the story is not exactly the same as anyone else, there are human themes of experiencing a problem in life that leads to a crisis that we go, oh shit, how do I get out of this? That leads to then some internal or external resources to arrive at victory. That pattern of problem to a crisis, to some resources to victory, is common across humanity. It's the hero's journey. It's Star Trek. It's Harry Potter. Yeah, it's the Game of Thrones. It's Superman. Yeah, it's any character. Yeah, and to be able to tell that story in that order creates a connection with your audience in ways that we cannot even consciously be aware of. Cool. So this idea of doing alone, you really want to have people who've got your back. Okay, cool. So before I move on in further, I just want to see in the chat box now. Coaching skills, inner work, marketing, tech, and doing it alone. I want you to rank them in terms of the one that you think you need the most work in is number 1. The highest priority becomes number 1. How would you rank yourself? The one that you feel that you need to put the most effort into will be number 1, and then 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, so the highest for Simone is inner work, for Julia it's marketing, for Sharon it's inner work. Yeah, have a think. This is going to be a good reflection for you too. Yeah, Karen, inner work. Yeah, and then Jerry, you've actually answered the question. You listened to the question carefully. Good on you. Awesome. Inner work, coaching skills, marketing, then doing it alone. Okay, so inner work first. Yeah, and this is key because if it's inner work first, then you want to make sure you're focused on the inner work. And let's face it, you want to transform yourself, then transform others. Yeah. 2, 1, 3, 4, Sharon. Beautiful. Okay. 3, 2, 4, 1. So marketing for Ainsley, and then inner work, then doing it alone. So need for community, and then coaching skills. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. Absolutely amazing. Cool. So that gives you a bit of a focus then. The next stage of leveling your business, where your order of focus would be. Okay, cool. Any questions so far before I move on? Man, it's nearly 7 o'clock. Oh, well, 8 o'clock your time. And my ruler is saying, move it along, move it along. Okay, cool. Okay, so I talked about this a little bit earlier. There's a difference between framing and coaching. Yeah, all of us are really good at coaching when we're working one-on-one with the clients, but what's the framing that we do beforehand? So I'll give you another example, clearing negative influence. Yeah, so usually in the beginning when I started talking about that, I'd say things that, okay, we want to clear away negative influence of your dad and mom. And then if you have a bit of sensory acuity, you'll see that there's this look of confusion or resistance, right? Because they'll go, why would I want to clear away my mom and dad? I love them. Yeah. Because I wouldn't want my kids to clear me away. Yeah, you hear that? You hear all the language? Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah. So what can you say? Or what can you ask? So for those who may not know, clearing away past programming means, a lot of times we grow up having ideas about how life should be from learning, by learning about them through our parents. Yeah, but our parents' world in the 1950s, 60s is different to our world today. So, and we need new beliefs and new programming to thrive in this world. So if we're still using our parents' ideas, we will not thrive. So there needs to be unconscious processes to clear away the past patterns. Yeah, so remove negative influences. But Sharon, I'm going to go, if this is a layperson, what does that mean? Yeah. So I'm going to give you an example. Is it okay? I'll give you an example. Yeah. So I go, what does clearing away negative influences mean to you? So don't tell, ask the question first. Yeah, ask the question, what does it mean to you? And then they tell us. Because sometimes when they're talking and working it out, they found the answer anyway. Yeah, so don't tell, ask the question first. Yeah, now, and also whatever answer they give you, you can work from their map of the world. So if this person actually says, clearing away negative means disconnecting from them, means that I don't care about them anymore, I don't love them anymore. Now you've got information to work on because they've told you what they think about it, right? Then if this person is a mother, then I say, so I would just want to ask you, you're a mother, right? And then they say, yes, cool. So tell me, when you gave birth to your son, let's just say it's a son, right? Yeah. What was the first thing that happened once the baby was born? Yeah. Yeah, you had to cut away the umbilical cord. Yeah. Yeah, they'll answer, cool. And then you ask them, so why do you think we have to, like, physically and biologically cut away the umbilical cord? And then they will tell us. Yeah, because the baby is now separate from the mother, right? And I can still help them, but if I keep the umbilical cord on, there'll be toxins that flow on into both the mom and the child. Then I go, can you see how important it is for us to disconnect physically and biologically from our offspring? And if we need to do that biologically, in coaching, it's also important to disconnect emotionally and spiritually and mentally from our parents and our kids, so we can all live lives that are right for us whilst maintaining healthy relationships that are not toxic. Can you see? Just that itself creates a pre-frame that's required big time. Yeah, and that is the magic of framing. Yeah. Now, another thing is behavioral coaching versus root cause coaching. So a client came to me once and she said, I've heard that hypnosis can help me stop biting my fingernails because I've been biting my nails for ages. And when I'm just starting a new business now and they want me to dress up really well and my fingernails, they're just not good. Right? Can you help me? So look, there are NLP processes, neuro-linguistic programming, and there's also hypnosis processes, and I train as a hypnotherapist that can help them. But the thing I know is this, if I help them solve the behaviors only, yeah, it's an addiction really, biting nails, either the behavior will come back or the addiction will become another addiction, right? It'd be smoking, it'd be something else because they have to put something in their mouth, yeah? So in the discovery session, which is the free session that I offer before I accept any clients, and that's super important. You want to have a conversation with your client first, and that's actually best practice for most organizations and most coaches anyway. Have a conversation with that person for free first to work out if they're the right client for you, and for them to work out if they are the right coach for them, so that it's a self-loving relationship for both parties. Yeah. As I was talking to her and asking her about her life and what she believed about herself, this is what she said. Andrew, I don't know. I always make the wrong decisions. Now, coaches, you should have an alarm bell ringing in your head now for the most powerful negative limiting belief that this person has. I always make the wrong decisions. Can you hear the belief? Yeah. So then I said, so Chris, What sort of decision are you making right now? Boom. Because if you always make the wrong decisions, no matter what we do together, nothing's ever going to work because it's always going to be the wrong decision. So I said, before we do any work on the fingernail biting, I think we should look at some of these beliefs that have been holding you back in your life. Now that's root cause coaching, not behavior-based coaching. That requires, though, an ability to ask beautiful questions and allow your intuition to give you those alarm bells, and with no judgment, ask the question back. Yeah, what sort of decision are you making right now? And you know, instead of paying for 2 sessions, she then paid for a coaching program of 10 sessions. And in matrix therapies, when she was clearing sadness, she was sad because as a child growing up, she used to be this talkative little girl. But in her family, children are to be seen and not to be heard. So her dad would yell at her to shut up. Yeah, can you see where the story is going? Yeah, and when she couldn't shut up through willpower, what did she do? Unconsciously? That's it. That's it. And when we cleared that away, the fingernail biting organically stopped anyway. I call this also auto magic. Yeah, organically stopped anyway. And the last I saw her about 2 years ago, beautiful nails. And we didn't do any work on fingernails. And that's what I mean by behavioral coaching versus root cause coaching, and doing the script versus understanding the script. Because I'm telling you guys, after training comes mentorship. After my training, I was lucky enough to have coaches that I worked with outside the Evolve Now program that I had coffee with. Yeah, that would teach me some of this stuff. And also lucky enough that I asked Pip if she wanted another licensee, even though at that time she said no. Yeah, because she'd already said no to licensees. And then after 1B, I was clearing mom and dad and working on the Oracle. And I said, look, I know she said no, but I'm just going to ask, because at the end of the day, if you don't ask, you don't get. So I asked her, and she said, Andrew, I've been just observing you working with the other people in the room. You know, you just had to ask. Let's book in a Zoom call. And a Zoom call that was scheduled for 1 hour became 2 hours. And at the end of the 2 hours, I became a licensee. Yeah, and I had the good fortune of being mentored by Pip with some of these coaching processes too. Yeah, cool. Okay. Awesome. Perfectionism versus adaptability. A lot of us come into these processes thinking that we need a process to be perfect. No, we just need to work with the client. Matrix therapy is one of the first things we do is we say, okay, now you ask the past self, hey? You ask the past self, are you willing to, what's the question? Ask your past self if they are willing to come with you to gain some more resources, to gain new understandings, to clear away those past emotions, okay? And then the person said yes, yeah? And then I said, okay, now float up in the air, visualization, right? And this person said, I don't know what that means. But what was really interesting is this. At the end of each and every one of my discovery session, because discovery sessions with emotional work can be quite heavy. And I think it's important to lighten things up before the client leaves. So I'd ask them some quick fire questions. I say, cool, you know, we've done all that. That's cool. We got all the information we need. And you know, I want you to know that you've got 2 days to make a decision to invest in a coaching program. If you decide within the next 2 days, then you get a $1,000 discount. Otherwise, beyond the 2 days, you can still, my coaching door is always open to you, but it'd be at a different price. Can you see what I've just done there? I'm showing you, yeah, a way of getting the client and giving the client some scarcity and urgency with integrity. Yeah, with integrity. So real marketing scarcity and urgency, but with integrity, because some of them will come to me after that, and I charge them at a higher price. Yeah. Now, but I was going back to what I did just now. Yeah. So at the end of the discovery session, right? I did quick fire questions, and quick fire questions are things like this. And I want you guys to participate now. So in the chat box, eh? In the chat box. Yeah. Favorite color. Type it out right now. Favorite color. Cool. Okay. Favorite actor. Yeah, in the chat box, just type it out. First name that comes to you. Yeah, Sharon Stone, Nicole Kidman. Yeah. Navy, Meryl Streep. Yeah, Idris Elba. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Favorite book. Yeah, type it out. Yeah. Awesome. Magician's Way. Oh, I love that. Toy Story. How to Sell Like Crazy. Pat, I'm going to put you in the public stage so they can see your answer as well. Book is hard, too many. That is the root, the sage in shadow here. Get the sage to listen to the book that comes up for you right now. Yeah? Cool. Harry Potter. Beautiful. Harry Potter there. Cool. Okay, now, favorite cartoon character. Popeye. I love that. I love Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny. Beautiful. Awesome, awesome. Because this client said Peter Pan. Can you see where I'm going? Yeah, because when I said float up in the air, I don't know what that means. And then in my notes, right, Peter Pan. So I went, do you remember Peter Pan? And he had a smirk on his face and then floated up. So always work from the client's map of the world. It makes your job easier and builds really beautiful rapport. Yeah? Cool. So that's what I mean when I say, you know, fear of needing to be perfect versus adapting as you go. Now, the other thing also with inner work is that a lot of us are recovering rescuers. What I mean by that is that we think that if our clients don't do the perfect process or don't get the results that we think they should, then there must be something wrong with us. Client's experience is a client's experience. Your beliefs are your beliefs. You just do the best you can. You try things out. And you know what? If it works, great. If it doesn't, so what? Because life is like a camera. We focus on what's important, which is the client. We capture the good times. We develop from the negative. And if things don't work out, we take another shot. And I don't mean another shot. But maybe sometimes that works too. Sometimes that works as well. Hey, but this is what coaching is about allowing ourselves to just take another shot. Because really the client is there with us because they are trying to work out their life. We don't know what their ideal life is either. We are all just testing things out. This is what transformation coaching is. Clearing out the gunk so that they can discover who they are on the inside. And if one process doesn't resonate with them, we try something else. I've done matrix therapies without the client closing their eyes by asking a question. So tell me, where do you feel it now? I want you to imagine while the eyes are open, hey, what color is it? Yeah. Now, this color and this shape, right? If you were to imagine a child with those feelings, how old is that child? Because this person doesn't like to associate with their past, right? So I'm just guessing, how old would that child be that's feeling sad? If you were to imagine, oh, 5 years old. Okay, what do you think the child needs? Matrix therapies in a conversation without needing to close their eyes. And then like 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, then they go, I don't know, I have to close my eyes and think. Do you know what? The power of just allowing and not forcing. Yeah. And also, of course, money beliefs. Hey, I said about that. Now, I believe every coach needs a coach, but you want to choose the coach with a similar coaching philosophy, a coach that you resonate with, a coach that uses processes that you align with. Yeah. And a coach who doesn't tell you, a coach who works within your genius. And this is what I really pride myself with love in the inner circle. One of the first things I ask people in the inner circle is, give me your genius flow and I'll work within it. So for those people who know your genius flow, in a chat box now. For those who've done the the Evolve Now program. And if you don't know your Genius Flow, perhaps it's time to go back to your 1A notes. Yeah, and then based on the Genius Flow, based on their talent, I can help them a lot better, a lot easily. Yeah, or help you a lot more easily. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, cool. Cool. So I'm going to use an example of Christine, for instance. Christine's all about being inspired by something, exploring ideas, and then connecting with people, then putting the structures in place to get results. So when I work with Christine, the first thing that I did with her is, what are some of the options? What are some of the ideas that you have? Yeah. And if you were to then use these ideas to communicate or connect with other people, what would you say? Yeah, creative nurture. Yeah, then, yeah. Now, what would you put in place to make it easy for you to connect with people? Roland, what results do you want from that? Now, that is actually super opposite. It's actually the direct opposite to mine. So when I say that, my body's going all sorts of weird stuff. But my job, that's not my job. My job is to hold the space. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you want to have a coach that will work within your Genius Flow. Now, there's a lot of overwhelm for marketing gurus and various levels of technophobia. And like I said, everyone's a coach. I do believe, though, and this is my ruler speaking, that there is a sequence to build a coaching business. There is a sequence. Within your Genius Flow, there is a sequence. And you need the right mentors who can bring out the uniqueness in you to work within your genius, to bring out the best out of you. And I'm going to go into that sequence with you, because today I want to share with you as much as possible. And some of you might go, okay, great, I can take that and I can implement on my own. And some of you might just go, Andrew, I want a bit of hand holding as part of Coaches in a Circle. Yeah, but I'm going to give you my model. Is that cool with everyone? Yep, cool. Before I do that, is that here, transitioning, how can I earn as I go? Who can I trust? Who do I turn? So I think one thing is that when you're starting to build coaching business, there will be ups and downs. If there's a community who's got your back, yeah, someone that you can check in with, or a community where you can say, I think I need some clearing. I'm going to put up my hand here and ask. And in the Coaches Inner Circle, that happens a lot. People go, I need some clearing. Can I do a value exchange? Yeah, because there are multiple benefits. You elevate your coaching skills. Yeah, you're helping the other person clear their blocks. Yeah, you give each other testimonials, because testimonials is one of the first stages of building a coaching business. And in the beginning, when you have not had many paid coaching clients, you want to get testimonials from the people you worked with, whether they're paid or not. Yeah, so those of you who've done the program, if you've had someone you worked with and you've had an awesome experience, perhaps offer to write them a testimonial and ask if they would write one back for you. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, so 4 reasons why coaches fail. I think there are these reasons. Coaching skills that includes framing and adaptability, inner work, money beliefs, yeah, fear versus confidence, marketing and tech, and this idea that we have to do it alone. Yeah, because you don't. Yeah, you might feel alone, but you don't have to do it alone. Yeah. Okay, so how do coaches succeed? I'm just going to give you a brief idea. You guys know my story anyway. Early 2000s, I was a uni lecturer, lead trainer for Fujitsu International, basically corporate guy, doing a lot of work, working really very hard, 16+ hour days, weekends, maybe. Yeah. And of course, in 2010s, exhausted, a lot of anxiety and depression. I was under medication, partner left me, a really high stress job. And one day as I was driving home, just after midnight that day, I fell asleep behind the wheel. I crashed my car. Yeah, and it was that time I realized that something needed to change, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to start. But I do remember when I looked at my broken leg, I realized I had a broken relationship with myself, and I had to work on that. And that began my coaching journey. So in the 2015s, around that time, I was working with quite a few different coaches and really resonated with spiritual-based transformation coaches. And then I was curious. I had so many awesome breakthroughs that I thought I wanted to peek behind the curtains and see what transformation coaching is about. So I started to enroll in coaching programs and coaching schools, and then found Pip as well in the Evolve Now program. And then I had this idea that I wanted to build a successful coaching business, but I didn't know how. But I was happy to take a leap of faith because I had a secure job. I could try it out part-time. Yeah. Around that time, I wasn't really super happy at my job, even though, I was working in a good team. The whole 9 to 5, I was getting a bit tired of it. I just wanted to live life and set my own work hours. So I took a plunge in February 2019. Yeah, ground zero. I'd already been coaching part-time, but at 2019, I said I got enough of a buffer for a year. So I'm going to just do it full-time, ground zero, and try to get to 6 figures. And I did it in less than a year. I did it in 10 months. Yeah, to get to six figures and higher income than working 16+ hours in my job. In fact, I'm working about half the hours that I did in the past. Yeah. And then what happened was I got into the whole Evolve Now, started doing all these training programs. And the first year I did level 1. I taught level 1. I did 1A. I taught 1A passion purpose, then 1B masculine feminine, 1C matrix therapies. And at the end of 1C, towards the end, the people who were in the room said, do you mentor coaches to build their business? And I went, not really. I've coached them, but there was also a part of me that went, why not just give it a go? So then I asked for expression of interest from the people who were there to put their names down. Then I asked permission from Pip because I want to do my work with integrity. Is it okay if I help these people build their business because some of them are your clients? Then through a business partnership where Pip gets a referral fee as well, and then I help them. There's this partnership, and this is why I advertise this once a year in the Evolve Now community group. Yeah, and in the first year, I was super honest. I told them I'd never done a group mentoring program before, so I'm learning as much as you're learning. I know I have the skills and I got a lot to share, but I don't know how I'm going to share it. Yeah, but I'm going to do the best I can. So the first batch got an 18-month mentoring program for $2,000. It was like dirt cheap because I was honest with them, the first batch, you're the first batch. Really, we are the guinea pigs. Yeah, I know you'll get value out of it. And I just want to, basically sustain my business and cover my costs. Yeah, and every year since then, it's gone up the price. So I tell people, if you want to join the Coaches Inner Circle and you feel there's value in it from what I've told you, do it now. Because next year is going up because my time is becoming more precious as I become more experienced. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and of course in 2020, 75% growth, 2021, 58% growth, and this year it's another about 40% growth. Yeah, in the business. So just want to let you know that, you can't do this work unless you walk the talk. Just that you can't be a coach and do transformation work if you haven't done any transformation work yourself. It doesn't mean you have to, all areas of life need to be perfect, but it means that you have a growth mindset, that you're always learning, growing, and healing. And it's the same thing with my business. And this is why, in the last few months, I've been jumping on YouTube and looking at videos. And, Pat is in here. Pat's a videographer. He helps coaches create awesome promotional videos. And I had a discovery call with him, and he said he was keen to come in and just have a listen to what I do, and see if we can develop a business partnership as well. Yeah, so that's why I'm moving on into videos, because I'm always learning and growing, because Facebook ads, they're not performing as well as they used to in the past for various reasons. Yeah, cool. And I created all my videos myself in the past, and they've worked to a certain degree. But if I were to scale to the next level, then I need to have a different pattern of thinking, different pattern of people I work with. Yeah, cool. Just as you guys. Cool. Some of the faces. So how do coaches succeed? Okay, this is the goal. Coaches transformation coaches specifically, you need to be able to wear 3 hats. What are the 3 hats? The first hat is the coach's hat. And what do I mean by that? The statement for you wearing the coach's hat is that I work in the business, so I'm an awesome coach. Yeah, I'm an awesome transformation coach because I have the expertise and the skills to create the most amazing experience for my clients, which means you need to be qualified and accredited, and you need to have your 100 hours. Yeah, and you need to love coaching and working with your client from their map of the world. That's a coach's hat. A lot of us have that. Is that cool with everyone? Yeah. Now, the second hat is the manager's hat. I work for the business. Yeah, I want an easy to run business. So I need some tech tools or tools and processes that make my life easier, not harder, even though the initial adoption might not be easy. So what do I mean by that? We need to have videos that showcase us. We need to have a story. Yeah. We need to have systems that collect emails. We need to have reminder emails, you know, that sometimes work and sometimes don't, because a few people here didn't get their reminder emails today and told me, which is great. And the reason why they didn't is because Rachel, you enrolled in last year's program and the system said you've enrolled before and therefore you shouldn't get reminder emails. So now I know more about my system. But again, it's about just making mistakes and moving on from it. Yeah, but you want to know enough and be a good enough manager to have a fairly easy to run business that you can then delegate to someone else in the future if that's not your talent. Now, it happens that Ruler is my talent and I happen to love doing some of this stuff. So even if I do delegate, I'll delegate bits and pieces that I don't love doing. The things that I do love doing, I will keep doing. Yeah, but the thing is this, you need to know enough about the business to know what you want to attract and delegate to the right people. Yeah, the manager's hat. And the third hat is I work on the business. Now, this is the one that most people need the most help in. They're standing in front and being the front face for your business. Because at the end of the day, we need people to know us so they can like us and then they can trust us enough to invest in their own happiness. That know, like, trust factor. And in order to do that, we need to be able to attract the ideal clients for our business and help the business to flourish, reach far and wide to help more people every day without sacrificing your time for money. Because earlier, actually about the second half of last year, I had a very high quality problem in my business that was actually causing me exhaustion. Too many one-on-one coaching clients. Yeah, because I put a lot into my coaching sessions. And if I'm doing like freaking 22-hour sessions in a week at 40 hours of coaching, I cannot be 100% for all of my clients. So I had to then look at how I can do more one-to-many work. Yeah, and you will find that too, that at some point, demand will be higher than supply. And you need a new pattern, and it's a higher quality problem. Because let's face it, when I started my business, the problem was getting a client and then getting enough clients. And then you get to a stage where, oh my gosh, I need to double my fee. And then I double my fee and that person said yes as well. Yeah, but then it means that we need to have a different pattern of scaling our business. So in the last 6 months, it's been about, for me, translating a lot of my Coaches Inner Circle stuff into lower paid courses and then selling them as hands-off courses. So I've got a course called Your Story Sells, where people learn how to write their origin stories as a coach. And they don't need my support. They just pay the $47 for it, and then they can go through the online course. Yeah, and that helps me cover some of my overheads. Yeah, cool. So 1, 2, 3. Which is the one that you feel you need the most help in the chat box? Or if you feel that you've sorted, like for example, like this is my assumption that for Christine, you're probably quite sorted in all three. Yeah. I will let you know, right? My favorite to help coaches with is one. Yeah, one, the pre-framing and all that. Yeah. And then second favorite is the leader's hat, the promoting, the marketing bit. And then of course the manager's hat is a third. Manager's hat. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Okay. So it just gives you an idea then of where the area of focus. Okay. Now there is another three, which are the three stages. And then I'll take another 10 minutes covering this. And then I'll get some people in the room to, actually I'll take another 15 minutes covering this, and then I'll get some people in the room to talk. Okay, cool. I feel, and this is my journey, that there are three stages to a successful coaching business. The first stage is what I call the manifest stage, which you need a business. Yeah, the purpose is to kickstart the business, and the message to the world is I'm here and I'm ready to coach. Now, what do you do in this stage? You do pro bono 1.0, because in the initial stages, you might be asking your friends or people you know to give them a few free coaching sessions, because you say, I'm just starting my business and I want to help you. And at the end of the 4 sessions, if you got, if you had a great experience from it, can you please give me a testimonial? Yeah, so you want to have pro bono 1.0. You want to continue to do your buddy up coaching with the people in your community. Yeah, you want to start charging for paid coaching. And in the beginning, I was just doing a couple of ad hoc sessions. Yeah, 2 sessions, maybe 4 sessions. And then, people do 2 sessions and then they want another 2. And that's cool. You want to do it. And then you want to start thinking about a coaching program. Yeah. How do you know that you are in the manifest stage? You got at least 1 paid client. These are my parameters. You put them for yourself. For me, a measure of having had a business manifested is 1 paid client, 4 paid coaching sessions, and I have received at least $500 in coaching revenue. Just set the bar low, right? If I have that, then I have a business. I can step up. Cool. Second stage for me is the grow. Okay, grow. Grow is when you say, okay, great, I've got a business now, it needs to expand. Yeah. And the message to the world now is not just that I'm here. The message to the world is I'm good at what I do. So you need a unique message. Yeah. You will continue to do your buddy up coaching to elevate your skills. You will only do paid coaching only, or value exchange that is actually compatible. For instance, in my growing stage of my business, I didn't pay personal training for a year because hour by hour, I gave my PT 1 hour for him to give me an hour. Yeah, so for 1 year, I didn't have to pay for PT. Yeah, so that was my way of value exchange. Yeah, you should only do coaching programs, no more ad hoc coaching sessions, right? It could be like a 5 session if they want a shorter program, or 10 session, or maybe 4 and 8. Yeah, only coaching programs. And all of your clients that are doing ad hoc, you need to start transitioning them to do coaching programs. How do you know you're there? When you have at least 10 paid coaching clients, when you've accumulated at least 100 paid coaching sessions, so that's 10 by 10. Yeah. And your coaching programs are $2,000 and above. Then you're in the growth phase. Yeah. What about transform? Transform, the purpose is to influence. And the message is not just I'm good at what I do. The message is come and join my tribe, which is where I feel I'm at. Yeah, one-to-many stuff, and even the stuff that I do now. Basically, I'm saying, hey guys, come and join my tribe of the inner circle. We have fun. We create awesome businesses, and there is someone that will hold you by the hand who's got your back. Yeah, cool. Buddy Up Coaching will continue. Can you see Buddy Up Coaching continues? I still do Buddy Up Coaching with Kat and Lauren. Yeah, in fact, actually, we pay each other. Yeah, we pay each other. Yeah. And then coaching programs only. You want to start looking at one-to-many group coaching programs. Now, if you got only Evolve Now program certification, you can't do one-to-many with Evolve Now content unless you are a licensee. Yeah. But in the Inner Circle program, I give you what I do is I give you some workshops and stuff that you can pay the IP for at a low price. Like for example, there's a workshop for, silencing and healing your inner critic that I share with you guys, that you pay like $97 and you have the IP to be able to run a workshop. Yeah, so I show you some of these resources where you can run these workshops and then sell them at a higher price point to your one-on-one programs. Yeah, or some of you may decide you want to continue and become an NLP trainer, and then that allows you to do one-to-many. Cool. So one-to-many clients, and at this stage, I only do ad hoc sessions for clients who've completed programs, and I give them a special price because it's easy to work with them. I've got rapport with them already. Every coaching session is awesome and amazing because they've done so much work, and we dig deep. I'll give you an example if it's okay. Kath and I had a conversation recently, and that was I hope it was insightful for you as well, Kath. It really allowed me to dig deep with Kath. Yeah, and I only offer that to people who've done the program with me. Yeah. Now, how do you know you're in the transform stage? 20+ paid coaching clients, 200+ paid coaching sessions, and your program should be $4,000 and above. Yeah, mine are about $7 to $8 grand at the moment for 10 coaching sessions. Yeah, cool. So in the box, 1 is manifest, 2 is 0 is nothing, 1 is manifest, 2 is growth, 3 is transform. Where are you at? Cool. It's awesome to be at 0. 0 is the innocent adventurer. Infinite possibilities. 1 to 2. 1.5. Yep, 2. Well done, Faisy. Yeah, like Faisy's superpower, it's okay for me to share. Faisy's superpower is connecting with people at events. So she goes into business networking groups left, right, and center, and then talks to them, and then they want to get coached by her. Yeah, and in my first year, all my coaching clients, except for 10%, were all word of mouth from people that I see meet at parties. That ask them what they do, and then they ask me what I do, and then we talk, and then they say they want to have a chat. Yeah, cool. All right, awesome. Okay, now let's do a combination. 3 hats with 3 stages. So remember your 3 hats: coach, manager, leader. Remember? Yeah. Remember your 3 stages: manifest, grow, transform. Okay, cool. So I'm going to reveal everything here. In the manifest stage, you're a coach practitioner. You are implementing all coaching processes well. There's a few favorites or go-to processes, and you're good with pairing up processes with problems. From a manager perspective, you'll be using freemium and simple tools because you're just starting your business. You do not want to invest a lot in it. You'll be using things like the free Calendly for your discovery sessions. Yeah. And then you'll be using, sorry, this one should say Thrivecast. It shouldn't say Wave Apps because that doesn't work anymore. It should say Stripe. Yeah, because Stripe now allows you to have, Stripe is free. It takes a small fee of each transaction. So you use Stripe here. And Stripe also recently has allowed for payment plans. Before it didn't. Now you can have payment plans set up in Stripe. Yeah. Taxes, awesome. All of your receipts, take a photo of it. In my first year of my coaching business, I got $15,000 back from the tax office. From the 120,000 that I got in revenue, I got 15,000 back from the tax office. Yeah, because I kept all my receipts for everything, including discovery sessions at the cafe and the drinks that I buy, everything. Yeah, every little bit counts. And then due diligence, you want to make sure that you got an ABN. You want to make sure that you got ICT accreditation and insurance. Yeah. And a coaching agreement. Yeah. Business presence. Now this one in manifest stage, people, magician in the light. 1, the power of 1. 1 origin story, 1 page website, 1 blog article, 1 email address, 1 social media presence or platform, 1 message, not your niche, 1 message. The power of one. Yeah. I see people here having like multiple things happening, getting overwhelmed, and then everything's not working. If you have one, when it doesn't work, it's easier to troubleshoot. You know? Okay. And can you see, I want you to have a look at the colors here. Can you see a dark blue and then light blue and then medium blue? Yeah, that just tells you which is the one you want to put the biggest focus on. So dark is the biggest focus. So in a manifest stage, you want to focus on being an awesome coach, least focus on being a manager, and medium focus on presence, just the power of one. Cool. Now in a growth stage, as a coach, you have good understanding of intent. Now you're better and smarter with the purpose behind the processes, and you're becoming an adaptive and intuitive coach. Yeah. There will be a focus now, a stronger focus on automation. So you want a payment platform that's got landing pages and all kinds of stuff. You want email automation. These are the products that I recommend. Yeah, Thrivecart, ConvertKit, social media scheduler. So you can schedule your social media if you're using multiple platforms. So, you know, like recently when I published something about a mindfulness meditation recently in my post. I just published it once and it spreads out to every single platform, LinkedIn, yeah, Instagram and all that. So I don't have to worry about it. I can even schedule in advance. Yeah. And for me, what was really important for me in the growth stage was my iPad and my Apple Pencil for me, because it meant that all my notes are in one place and in the cloud, and I don't have to have paper left, right, and center. I can coach wherever I'm at. And when I'm doing training, my iPad shows people how I take notes as a coach. So for me, that was a super powerful tool, but you choose what your super powerful tool is. Yeah. You know, with an iPad and Apple Pencil, before each session, you know, I just go into the client's notebook in my iPad. I read the notes from the last session. And in there are also names of their wife, brother, you know, for mother, father, for negative influence clearing, name of their dog and all that kind of stuff. Then when I start a session, I mention the dog's name, the rapport is built immediately. Yeah, so all my notes are in one place. Now, as a leader, you want to elevate your copywriting skills and become a better discovery session facilitator, because discovery session is where they say yes to it. You want to focus on running really good discovery sessions. You start to expand your website, maybe heighten your social media presence, and you start looking at a niche then. Yeah, I think too many people focus on niche in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning as transformation coach, just practice, practice, practice. As you practice, there'll be certain types of clients that you enjoy working with more, and they become your niche. Yeah, because at the end, you want to love what you do and not be forced into a niche that you think is profitable. Yeah, that's my idea anyway. You might also have a Facebook group where you start funneling people into a group and start promoting within the group. Okay, that's growth. I'd like to focus on automation here because the business is growing. At some point, I don't want to do a lot of manual stuff of scheduling and all that kind of stuff anymore. I just want people to come in, and then once they enroll, like in the Coaches Inner Circle, once you guys enroll, a welcome email is automatically sent to you guys. Yeah, and then a couple of days later, a coaching mentoring agreement is sent, and then you sign it digitally online. And once you sign it, I give you access to all the content. It's done automatically in the background. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, cool. Now in Transform, you want to be an elite coach. Your caliber of a trainer now, because you're doing one-to-many stuff, which means your language needs to be really powerful. The way you speak. How do you get rapport really quickly in a group? How do you use powerful multimodal language patterns to get people on board? Yeah. Now you start looking at funnels and virtual assistants and business partners and team members and all the kind of stuff. A lot of people focus on this too early. Yeah. Yeah, because they see all these ads online that says, you know, to have a successful business, you need a marketing funnel. You don't even have a freaking product. No need for a marketing funnel. Yeah. You don't even know what your voice is. What are you going to put on a copy? Yeah, cool. Now, as a leader, you want to create a movement. So broadcast channel. So a lot of people in the inner circle in the first year, they are doing things like podcast and YouTube channels now, or vodcast, because you are trying to get more and more of a tribe happening. Yeah. Now I've done some Facebook lives. I need to do more Facebook lives. The thing is, I don't love talking to a camera without seeing faces. So if I were to do Facebook lives, I'll be probably doing more interviews. Yes, so I have a face and connect with, yeah. And also this is important, speaking on other people's platforms. In fact, I actually think speaking on other people's platforms is something that's super powerful regardless of where you are in your business. Because they've done the marketing, they've established an audience that trusts the host, and you are a credible person that's friendly or connected with the host. I mean, look at this. You guys are here predominantly because you've either seen me train, yeah, and you are part of Pip's community, some of you. Yeah, cool. All right. So how do you feel about the 3 hats and 3 stages? Now, some of us may already be in a growth stage, but there might be some gaps in the manifest stage that's stopping us from going to transform stage. Yeah, for instance, if your story is not down pat, you might not be able to grow easily into transform stage. Yeah, if your copy isn't the best, you might not easily go into transform stage. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you what I mean by one blog article. So I wrote an article for a bunch of different publishers in 2020 called The Clever Combination of Neuroscience and Ancient Wisdom that's rewriting the rule book on success and happiness. Can you see my message? Can you see I actually use the word rule there? I mean, ruler? I mean, it's obvious and yet it's not, right? Yeah. And then I wrote it, and it's a short article. It's just a couple of paragraphs. And I got a lot of exposure from this one article. Yeah, the combination of ancient wisdom and neuroscience to rewrite the rule book on success and happiness. Yeah, so find your voice, find something that's uniquely yours. Now, the other thing I want to show you is this little diagram here. What I call the MVP. Yeah. MVP is minimum viable product. It's what startups use. Yeah. Can you look at the first one? In the first one, this person, tell me what's the purpose of this project? What's the purpose of this project? Just in the chat box. Yeah, what's the purpose? When you get this thing at the end, at stage 4, yeah, to transport yourself. It's transportation, to get from point A to point B, hey? Yeah. Can you have a look at the first one, where first we have one wheel, then you have an axle with 2 wheels, then you have a shell of a car, and then you have a car. And look at the faces, because there's no result. You can't go from point A to point B with just a wheel. In fact, it's better for you to just walk than to carry a damn wheel with you while you walk. Yeah, and you still can't do anything with just an axle with 2 wheels. And you can't do anything with just a shell, without an engine, without a steering wheel. But what if we could start by creating a skateboard that gets us from point A to point B first, then transform that into a scooter, then into a bike, a push bike, then into a motorbike, and then into a car. And this is what I think is super important for you when you build your coaching business. What is your skateboard? And then improve and evolve from your skateboard, rather than trying to create something that's a luxury car at the end. Okay, cool with that? Beautiful. Moving on. If you're going to create your business, you need imagination. And this is the secret of the creative nurturer, creativity, and the secret is imagination. Can you imagine your ideal coaching business? Because if you can't even imagine it here, how do you expect to create it out here? So I'm going to ask you a question now. If 10 means you can fully imagine your coaching business without limitations inside, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 then you get a 10. Yeah. If you can't imagine at all, it's a 0. Where are you at when you're imagining your ideal business? Score yourself. You don't even have to write it down, right? Because I want you to just be super honest with yourself. Yeah, super honest with yourself. Yeah, because I will tell you, when I started my business, I might type a 7 there, but really I was a 2 inside. Yeah, so be super honest with yourself, because if it's, you know, if it's really the imagination, right, if it's 8 or below, then there's some clearings that need to be done. Yeah, so be super honest with yourself. Cool. Okay, this is my blueprint, I think. Yeah, so if you want to take a photo of that, that might give you a first cut of where you're at. Okay, it's up to you. Oh, it's in recording anyway, so you can jump to it. So this blueprint that I've shown you here, you can either implement it on your own, and a lot of people try to implement it on their own, and this is the imagination, and this is what they've created. Or you can have someone hold your hand throughout the journey, and this is what Coaches in a Circle is about. So really, this is why I created Coaches in a Circle. Help you with the 3 pillars: coaching skills, marketing, and tech. Help you to be a master of your coaching craft, so you can attract your ideal clients, and also say no to the clients that are not yours with love, empowerment, and integrity, because you don't want to work with people who are not right for you. Yeah, it's not worth it. A lot of support and mentoring that I do are for people like you who have real clients. So a lot of people, you know, jump on my calls, like Thursday night calls and all that, and then they have questions about a client that they're working with at the moment and coming through with some blocks. So then we brainstorm ideas to work with the client. And also, you know, letting you know that there is someone there that you can talk to, that can work with you, whether it's internal blocks or marketing or technology, to support you along on your journey. So what's the program? Coaching and mentoring program for aspiring and practicing coaches to condense your time in learning and elevating the 3 pillars of coaching, marketing, and technology. Working in, working on, and working for. Okay, I won't talk about the program proper, but I do want to just open it up to the people who are here in this room. Farah, do you want to just share a bit of your experience in the Coaches in a Circle so we can all hear about it?
Sure, definitely. I would like to actually paint a little bit of picture and share how I came in and what happened to my journey. I had kind of finished level 1 and level 2, finished level 2 online last year. And I was wanting to kind of step into seriously doing coaching business. I've got a few clients, slowly kind of edging forward. And Andrew's Coaches in a Circle opened up, and a few people had mentioned about it. And I was like, it'd be good to get some support through it, because I had done a lot of marketing courses, done PIPS training, other people's coaching training in different courses, and a few bits and pieces, but I wasn't sure I had the right steps to move forward. And because PIPS work, Evolve Now work, I like the balance between the head and the heart of the logical, the ancient wisdom, as well as the neuroscience that comes together with the NLP and the matrix and all of that. I needed somebody who understood our language, who could put that together and show me the pathway that I could follow. And I just felt, with looking at Andrew and experiencing training with him, that that was something that I would like to learn from, get support from. Without knowing anything of what the next year is going to look for me, I was just like, let's just prepare for what's ahead for me. I didn't know I was going to start a formal business anytime soon or anything. I was like, I just want to prepare and get ready. So I signed up end of November, December last year. And things moved in my work and business, and a few things had kicked my bum. And I set up my ABN, my business earlier this year, and I was already in the bronze coaching with Andrew that helped me set up my business as I was going through the journey without even knowing that that was the right timing for me. And how beautifully Andrew shares. I love the balance of creative nurture and ruler, Andrew, with you, of supporting us, showing us step by step, but also kind of giving us boundaries and letting us make mistakes and doing our own journey in our own way and connecting with our own genius flow and making our own version of that story. And it's been absolutely phenomenal. And how we've created landing pages, put ourselves out there, created marketing material, origin story, all of those beautiful tools. But I also love the one-on-one sessions we have with you with tech support. What's going on? How can I do this better? But also the deep inner work that we do in different sessions. So that's been absolutely amazing. And I think when you're ready, the teacher appears. I feel like for me, it's divine timing.
Beautiful. Thanks, Laura. Rachel?
I guess for me, I had graduated as a coach, but I was feeling really lost in actually how I was going to translate this now into a business. So yeah, amazingly at the end of last year, it was the end of level 1. Andrew's Inner Circle was, was presented, and I came along like, we are all here tonight, and it just felt like it was exactly what I'd been looking for. And I do love the connection back to all of the Evolve Now work. I love, Andrew, it is fun, and we do have a really beautiful sense of community. You are not judged. You can just be yourself and work through whatever it is that we need to work through, the good, the bad, the ugly, the magical. I think for me, like obviously the things that I was struggling with, Andrew has, I would call, expert knowledge in, and so that was fabulous. Also getting another perspective. He never tells you what to do, he leads you. He also very magically shows you maybe your blind spots. Yeah, and it's just, I would highly recommend it, and I wouldn't be where I am in my business without it. And I'm loving moving. Now we're in like the silver stage, and I'm looking forward to continuing the journey. So totally loved it. And if anyone wanted to reach out afterwards, if they had any questions, more than happy to as well.
Absolutely. Cool. So I'm looking at time. So I love you guys speaking. Jerry, do you want to say something? Yeah.
I guess what I got was more than I expected. I've got my skateboard, which I'm so pleased about, the sense of not being alone. And I was a real technophobe. And Andrew is so patient. So I got everything and more than I ever dreamed of. And just to have my skateboard, and now I'm polishing it up and moving it on to the next step. And I really feel like I have something to build upon. So thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Jerry. Faizi?
Same as Farah, Andrew. When I first met you, I wasn't in a good space, and then you encouraged me to do level 1, and I even signed up to level 1 in your Inner Circle without even knowing what I was doing. But I haven't looked back, and it's the best thing I've ever done. You understood me, that I'm not technical minded, and my strength is face-to-face with people. And so you encouraged me to work on that more than just it's not wasted time, but to put too much energy in the tech and the advertising when it didn't mean a lot to me, because I personally relate better on face-to-face with people, and that's where I connect with everybody. So I love every moment what we share together. You do make it, you describe things in a simple way, and everyone can understand. People who are more technical and more savvy will understand, and people like me will understand. And that's the part I love, is that you make it so simple. I love your training. That's why I'm always assisting you. Yeah, you give more than you do give a lot more than you take from us. So thank you for that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Faizi. And I think we got one more person here, Kath. Yeah, and Christine as well. Quickly, yeah, Kath.
Yeah, I hope you can hear me. Sometimes can you hear okay? Great. I'm probably going to echo a lot of what the beautiful ladies have said, that, and I think, you alluded to that we went pretty deep the other day. I think, well, not first and foremost, but one thing I love is that Andrew is an absolutely exceptional coach. And so, in our sessions, the upgrade that you'll get to your existing skills is really, really beautiful and brilliant. And besides that, the one-on-one coaching that obviously would, the value of that is significantly higher than what we're getting it for. And it's so that's just wonderful. And I just love having Andrew's coaching. He's so insightful and intuitive. It's always a next level sort of upgrade. And I think for me too, I really wanted to move into coaching, but to come out of a corporate background, and like a lot of you as well, my IT skills are pretty zero, and that was very confronting and challenging for me, and I would often feel very overwhelmed by that when I had the thoughts of how do I even go about creating a business. So to have somebody who themselves has walked the talk from going, as you were, Andrew, in corporate, into becoming a really hugely successful entrepreneur or coach-entrepreneur, and then yeah, but also having your IT background that helps us greatly as well, gives us a lot of shortcuts there. And I guess the other thing that I would say is the Andrew factor. And it's funny, I feel like I'm echoing your 4 things about why you became a coach. And it's the Andrew factor for me, which is your ability to look at it even though we're in a group setting, to understand each person quite deeply as an individual and understand what their needs are, and just guide us in the right way, where there is a certain level of accountability and pressure to keep us stepping up, but also a huge amount of compassion and understanding of how we need to best journey at our pace through there. The fact that you, as I said before, have such amazing insights and compassion is just incredible, and has supported us all so much. And your ability to build a community. We've had sessions this year where we have just been in incredible space of an energy of just support for each other, and it's been, you get off the call and you're just like, oh my God, if this was even all I would take away, what it does for us energetically as coaches to lift us and move us on has been phenomenal. So I want to thank you for what you've created, and look forward to continuing the journey. So, and likewise, if anyone, as Rach said, if anyone would like to reach out, more than happy to chat. It's been an awesome time. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kath. And Christine, do you want to say something quickly? Christine might not be. That's okay. That's okay. I should go into the actual content, which is what most of you are here for. Let me just share that quickly. Okay. Share. Where's my share button? Oh, that's not here. Okay, that's cool. Beautiful. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to quickly go through a program for you, the actual essence of the program. I'll take about 10-15 minutes here. So bronze membership. So there's bronze membership, there's silver membership, and there's gold membership. But gold membership is not open for you guys until you complete the silver, right? So bronze membership is 12 weeks. So you got 3 months, right? 3 months to implement the power of one, right? So 12 weeks where you implement a base presence for attracting, retaining, and working with new clients. So what you get is an online learning content and also live coaching, mentoring, and support every week for the 3 months. Yeah, I'll give you a little bit more detail in a bit. Silver membership it's 12 months in total. Yeah, so it includes bronze and silver. So you get everything in bronze Plus, you explore, test, and implement as you grow, automate and elevate your coaching, marketing tech skills to get faster results within your unique genius. So if you want to think about it at a high level, bronze is set things up. Business has a presence. Silver is now I want to attract clients. I want to get to my 6 figures. Yeah, that's the general feel for it. So, okay, so really the bronze is the manifest, if you like. Yeah, and of course, you know, and then silver covers the manifest, grow, and transform. Okay, what's in bronze? Help you write your origin story. I'm going to keep it simple. Help you write your origin story. Help you with elevating your copywriting skills so you can write marketing copy. Use your origin story with your copywriting skills and testimonials to create a 1-page landing page that allows people to book in for a discovery session with you. So that when you meet anyone and they say, oh, I'd love to talk to you, you can either book them on the spot, or if they're unsure, you can say, well, here's my website. And then you can book in to have a chat with you. Yeah. A high-level social media strategy. So what I mean is that what's your unique message and what's your key content pillars? Yeah, like for me, was success and happiness. Yeah, could be unconscious mind, could be whatever it is. Yeah, so a high-level social media strategy. How do you create a brochure or flyer for your coaching program so that there's something that you can hand out to people, yeah, when you have discovery sessions with them, or something that you can use to advertise using your language. Yeah, so you also have an origin story, a copy, how to write a copy, landing page, social media strategy, your signature offer, your coaching program. Yeah, so basically how to design it plus the flyer for it. And then a discovery session training, which is when people do book in to have a chat with you, how do you run that conversation to get them to say yes if they are the ideal clients? Now that's super important because it's not just the detailed personal history. Detailed personal history isn't enough. Yeah, detailed personal history gives you part 1 of it. Part 2 is how do you relate their problems to your program and show them that your solution is the right one for them. Yeah, so this is what you get in the 12 weeks. And as a bonus, I also give you a training and presentation template to create your signature one-to-many sales event. So basically, like the story that I have, these slides, there's a structure to creating that sales event. So I give you that as part of the 12 weeks that you can jump on, learn, and create your one-to-many sales event. Yeah, is that cool with the first 12 weeks? Okay, so origin story and basic story-based script. This is Peter, who did my silver program a little while ago.
I was suffering, anxious and stressed by trying to build a business that I didn't truly love. I was living in fear, I was depressed, and I had the feeling of just not being good enough. I was lost without a map for my business, but also for myself. I actually had no idea what direction I actually wanted to go in. Looking back now, I realized I was just too afraid to step into and follow my heart. After 4 years of struggle, I took a pilgrimage to Peru.
Cool. I won't play the whole thing, but you get a feel for it. Yeah. So this is a story that's close to his heart that I helped you guys craft. And then I also show you, now he got a videographer to do that for him, but I also show you a simple tool that allows you to create something like mine without the need for, a videographer when you're starting off in your business initially. Yeah. So that's what you get, the origin story script plus a basic story-based video. First draft of copy. This is Tracy's copy. This is my copy. So how you write copy that connects. So, this is the language that she uses. Landing pages. So this example of Tracy's, this example of Rachel's, Phases, this Phases as well, and this Peter's. So, the 1-page website, what it'll look like. Yeah. You can see they're all quite different in different ways too, your own little brand identity. So I help you create that. Social media content strategy, you pick one platform and I help you create a content pillars for that platform. And we brainstorm your signature coaching program, as well as create the 3-page or the 5-page brochure that you can use to promote your program. And of course, you get the discovery session training and script. Now I will play this one. Now Lai had a fitness a business, but wanted to introduce mindset into her coaching. And she started coaching, transformation coaching for a while, for at least a year and a half, and was involved in a number of different mentoring programs, but didn't really get the result that she wanted. When she joined the program, she hadn't sold a single program, like coaching program. They were all ad hoc sessions. This is after 3 months.
I'm so excited. I just sold my first $3,000 coaching program. Yay! We're celebrating.
Yeah, and this is Gretel. Now, Gretel took about 10 months. There was a lot of inner work that she did. So all of her one-on-one coaching sessions, we did deep inner work. And then in about 10 months, this is what happened.
Andrew, Gretel here. Just wanted to let you know that the discovery call I had right now, using your beautiful discovery script, I'm going to sign up for my program, 12 weeks, $2.5 grand. Woo, so excited. Anyway, just had to tell you, and yeah, just really appreciate all the support and the information and the unflinching, consistent, just being there that you provide. I really appreciate that. Really, really makes a difference. Talk to you soon. Bye.
And recently she said, I didn't know it was so easy to get 5 figures in a month. Yeah, and these 2 testimonials, I specifically picked them out because they weren't solicited. They were just like, Lai was literally in the car after the client signed up and then sent me a Facebook video message. Yeah, cool. All right, so that's, and then you also get a live event training and template. Okay, so that's the bronze membership. What happens to the bronze membership is this. On the 7th of December, in a couple of weeks' time, if you decide to join it, we'll have an intro session where I show you all the resources that you'll have, and all the learning resources, and we connect with each other. Then starting 8th of February next year, we will meet every Wednesday evening for 12 weeks to get all of your components, all of these components set up for you. Yeah. And also in that 12 weeks, you get unlimited email support within reason and fair use. Any questions about the first 12 weeks? No? Okay, cool. Let's move on. Now, silver membership is the addition. This is what you get in the silver membership. So you get all of that. You get one-on-one support. Now, I've written down here 4 hours, but I'm giving you 6 hours because I think you need 6 hours. Yeah. But you get, so you get 6 hours of one-on-one support. You get all of the live group coaching and mentoring to level up with coaching, marketing, and tech skills. That means all of the sessions from the past of silver sessions are actually recorded, and you get access to that lifetime. Plus anything that you, as a member moving forward, you get access to all of those recordings, and they cover coaching, they cover marketing, and they also cover tech. You get lifetime access to all of that. Yeah. I run a summit for coaching either every year or once every 2 years. And people who are in my inner circle get first preference to be speakers, because it's an opportunity for me to host the event, an opportunity for you to expand your reach, yeah, as a speaker and coach. And then I also run some additional workshops throughout the year. And for people who are in the inner circle, you get a discount for those workshops. Yeah, beautiful. So included 6 hours, not 4, 6 hours one-on-one support. And you can use them as either 2-hour coaching sessions or 30-minute support calls. So some people want deeper inner work, or they have a particular business problem they want to work with me on, or sometimes it's just a 30-minute chat to get some tech issues resolved, or maybe you've done your coaching program design and you want to talk through it with me quickly, and I can give you some feedback. Yeah, so you've got 6 hours to use as you please. Now, I will let you know that my coaching session per session 2 hours is $595 at the moment. Yeah. If you are part of the Inner Circle Silver, if you need more coaching sessions, whether for inner work or your business, you can have it for $350. Yeah, or you can pay for 4-session pack for $1,200. And quite a few people in Inner Circle have paid additional coaching sessions with me. Yeah, so it's a huge discount from what I charge people on the outside. And again, the hours can be used for coaching or 30-minute support calls. Beautiful. These are some of the resources that you have in Silver. So there's a whole section here on growing your business, how to write on social media, how to focus on skateboard, how to focus on your skateboard, how to create lead magnets, which are free things that you give people in exchange for an email address. Yeah. A whole section here on marketing, how to write a professional bio, increase your know, like, and trust factor, Facebook ads, and I'm going to include YouTube ads next year because I'm learning that at the moment. More on lead magnets, how more detail on discovery sessions. We go into the detail of passion and purpose coaching, the intent behind each of those processes, and how we can adapt. Masculine, feminine coaching, I go through some of the more advanced concepts in more detail that you learned in 1A, 1B, 1C. But if you understand it more as a coach, it will help you with the processes. Miscellaneous coaching are some of the workshops that you can have available for you for one-to-many teaching that you can have an IP for. And also recently I did some stuff about Milton model, how to increase and elevate the way you speak to increase influence. And sometimes we just do Q&A where people come together and ask questions and then we help each other. Yeah, so in the Silver program, there's a lot of opportunities for interaction, and all of these topics came about not because I feel they are important, although that is one factor, also what the Silver members are struggling with at the time, they let me know, and then I run sessions specifically to elevate those skills. Okay, cool with that? Yeah, awesome. People have said this is like the Netflix of coaching because all the stuff's there. Okay, cool. I talked about the speaking opportunities. In the Summit for Coaching last year, there were 250 registrants. So every speaker basically could have had access to 250 extra emails. Yeah, that they can market to. Okay, some of the workshops are run. I ran this one with Kath recently. The public paid 297, Silver members, you paid 97 for that. Yeah, cool. So these are some of the benefits of Silver membership. Now, Silver membership, what happens? Same thing with the Bronze. It's still Wednesday, 7th of December. So Bronze and Silver people will have a group intro call. Because you're in Silver, you have to do Bronze first. So Wednesday, 8th of February is where we start the 12 weeks. After your 12 weeks, then we meet twice a month on the first and second Thursdays of each month for live group coaching, mentoring, and training, covering all of those topics. And the content will be pertinent to, what I feel is important, plus to meet your needs. Cool with everyone? Yeah. You get everything in Bronze. You get the one-on-one support, 6 hours. You also get elevation resources. You get speaking opportunities, and you get access to workshops. And you get lifetime access to a Facebook community. Yeah, where I respond within 1 to 2 working days. Yeah, with any stuff that you've got. So basically, if I were to talk quickly the value, right, I'm going to finish really soon now. 995, 495. If you add it, the value is about 11,465 for Bronze alone. Bronze and Silver, it's about 20 grand in total. If I were to value it individually, based on programs that I paid for in the US. Yeah, because I paid for an 8-week program in the US to run a brilliant webinar, and I paid $10,000 for that. I got a lot of value out of it, yes, but really not as much as I paid, I think. Cool. A couple of months ago, Pip said, everyone's talking about the inner circle. What is it? Because I'm sending people to your program. I need to know what's in it. So I ran a quick session with her for half an hour, and this is what she said. I wish I had this when I started my business. Yeah, so just and I want to just capture that for you. So all of that, if you are here today or you've registered, it's 6,995 rather than the 20 grand if you pay in full, right? Of course, not everyone has 6,995 available to them. Therefore, there are some payment plans. 1,095 by 7 months. Sorry. Oh, I did. Sorry. It's 1,295 by 6 months or 695 by 12 months. Yeah. That gives you access to a program as well. And this price point is valid until Friday, midnight, after which it goes up to 8,995. Yeah. It's always open to everyone whenever they want to join, but because you're part of the webinar, and if you take quick action and make up your mind, then you can have it for 6,995 for the full year. And the link, actually, I'll just type it in, go.coachesinnercircle.com.join, and I'll show you what happens when you click on the link. When you click on the link, you'll come to this page. If you put your details in here, and then you pick what you want, either single payment. Now it's got different value here because that's GST included. So look at the value on the right. So it's 6,995 or 6 months for 1,295 or 12 months for 695. And I actually today included one more, which is 24 months for 495. So I just added an extra option for you if that's what you want to do. You pay more in the long run. So I would choose one of the smaller options, shorter options if you like. Now, no one has actually enrolled for the bronze program alone in the last 4 years. Yeah, because the bronze program is 3,495 for the 3 months, and then it's 1,295 by the 3 monthly payments. And you're paying 3,500 for 3 months versus 7,000 for 12 months, plus all the extra stuff. So if you want to go bronze, sure. But my suggestion to you, invitation to you is that if you want to build a successful coaching business, imagine what life will be like when you set your own work hours, what life will be like when you got stream of clients coming in, what life will be like when you actually do what you love, then go for silver. Yeah, go for silver. Beautiful. Moving on really quickly now. I'm just going to go, yep. So that's all just detail. More testimonials. Look, you guys know me, right? So, testimonials are there if you don't know me. So yeah, you work out whether it's the right thing for you. And there is a video that's in the Facebook group, My Evolve Now, with a montage of testimonials. I was going to play this for you, but I'm just looking at the time right now. But these are just testimonials from people who've been in the program. So have a look at that. Okay. This is a community that wants you to succeed, because when you succeed, we succeed. And there's a few very, very important pieces of criteria here. First thing I want to show you is when I visualize my business, I had these pictures. And then 3 years later, I have these pictures, the real pictures. Yeah, so I want you to imagine that. Yeah. And I want you to have a look at this calendar. Can you see the green bits? Yeah. So the green bits are all my coaching sessions when I was exhausted, because I had lots of greens happening there and I had to cut them down. Yeah. So for me, if I were to look back, guys, when I was in the corporate world, it was about surviving. It was about pushing. Now I work with ease and grace, and it's about just lightness in what I do. So if this is what you want to have in your life, in your business, then imagine the possibility of living life on your own terms, the possibility of working with people you love, and more importantly, this thing, if you are in this for the money, then it's not for you. If you are in this to help people live their best life, then yes. Yeah, I've had to turn 2 people away 2 years ago because I felt that they weren't in integrity with what they wanted out of their business. Yeah, cool. Okay. Now, you can decide. If you are unsure and you want to have a chat with me, just email me. Yeah, email me in the next 2 days before Friday's deadline, and let's jump on a quick Zoom call if you need more clarification, because I know I've gone over time and I had so much more I want to share with you. And this is what you're going to get in the program. You will get value, right? Yeah, so if you decide this is for you, decide by Friday so you don't pay the extra $2,000. And if you need to clarify, email me immediately so I can help you. Okay, a few disclaimers. This is not a silver bullet. I cannot guarantee results, because at the end, it's up to you in how much clearing that you do and how much effort and commitment you put into doing the actual things that I teach you. Yeah, I will always try to lead and guide you and set a shining example. I will nudge you, but my job is not to force you. Yeah, because that's not the sort of energy that you want in your coaching business anyway. You want to be operating out of intrinsic motivation, our passion and purpose, not having someone there to say, you naughty person. So it's not for everyone, but it is for you if you are, number one, coachable. So ask yourself, are you coachable? Are you someone who's willing to learn, to give and receive? Because it's a community. Yeah, you're going to be sharing stuff, and it's going to be an energy of abundance because there's enough clients for everyone in the inner circle and beyond. That's one. Number two, are you committed to growing at a pace that's right for you and doing inner work as you go? Because someone said earlier on, I think Kath said, to shine the light or, you know, show you areas, blind spots. I will be showing you blind spots. So, you know, you must be committed to inner work. Do you want to create a ripple effect for people around you? Are you passionate about coaching? Because if you're not passionate about coaching, that's the first thing, then it's not for you. Yeah, you got to be passionate about coaching. Yeah. And are you excited to be part of this community to help each other? If you are, then this is for you. And the most important question, because if you don't meet this criteria, this is not for you. Are you cool? If you're cool, then we super welcome you. All right, so people, all of that, I'm going to go to that last slide here. Any questions before you go? What do people feel? Yeah, just unmute yourself. Simone, enlightened. Yeah, Kath saying enlightened. I feel like the Buddha. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Is this something that will be right for you? What's the most self-loving thing for you to do to grow your business today? Yeah. And if it is, then I suggest that you know, click on that link. Yeah, so that you have that open and make a decision as soon as possible before the deadline. And I will also send the replay out to you guys tomorrow because it takes a little while for Zoom to process it. And in that reminder email, I'll give you that link as well. Yeah. Okay. Any questions before you go? What's the biggest takeaway? In the chat box, everyone, what's your biggest takeaway from today? Now, I'm going to share with you one thing for me. Hey, as a business leader and marketer, the biggest lesson today is to tell myself to ease off on a lot of value in the beginning, and so that I have more time to talk about the program later on. Because I'm rushing through the sales part. Yeah, because I gave a lot of value in the beginning. So I've got to find that balance, and you will be the same. Yeah, that's a learning for me. Yeah, what can I take out, organize out in the beginning, so I have a bit more time here to answer questions about the program. So that's my learning. Yeah. Yeah, good to know that support is there. There's a lot of support available. So much value in doing this together. Absolutely. And I love doing this. This is my baby. Yeah, this is my baby. So, you know, I open the door and welcome people who are right into this home. And when you are in this community, we are here for you. So lots of love, everyone. Any last things to say? So glad I said yes last year, Farah. Farah, in your testimonial, you said something that was really interesting, which I loved hearing. You said, oh, you know, when you think about the investments, it's like it's worth 10 times the investment. And you said that. And I was like, oh, no one said that about my program before. So thank you for saying that. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Lots of love, everyone. If that's one quality you want to take with you today as you make your decision, a self-loving decision for the Coaches Inner Circle, what's the quality you want to take with you? Alignment. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, Kath, I feel the same too when I think about my life. Yeah, and then I go, maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't have been ready for it. Thank you, Pat. And I'll talk to you soon, hey, Pat. We should jump on a coffee soon because you're just around the corner from where I live. Beautiful. Okay, and once you put in your quality or your last words in there, thank you very much, everyone. I'm sorry I went over time. I hope that's okay, and lots of love and compassion and empowerment. And I hope to see you in the Coaches Inner Circle, bronze and hopefully silver. Ciao, everyone. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Have a good night. Thanks.